Africa, a continent of 54 countries, rich in history, culture, and resources. But for many, the dream isn't about individual nations. It's about one united Africa. This dream isn't new, it's been around for ages. From the early days of colonialism, African leaders and thinkers saw the power of unity. They knew a divided Africa would struggle. A united Africa could stand strong. Today that dream is still alive. It's in the streets, in the music, in the hearts of young people. But is it just a dream, or is a united Africa actually possible? Let's talk about it. The idea of Pan-Africanism is simple: unity, collaboration, and solidarity among African people. It's about reclaiming our narrative. It's about controlling our destiny. This isn't about forgetting our differences. It's about celebrating them. It's about recognizing that our strength lies in our diversity. From the bustling markets of Lagos to the sweeping savannas of the Serengeti, Africa is a land of contrasts. But beneath these differences lies a shared history, a common spirit. Where did this whole Pan-Africanism thing start? Let's rewind a bit. Back in the early 20th century, some heavy hitters started talking about a united Africa. Guys like Marcus Garvey and Webb Du Bois. These guys were visionaries. They saw the injustice of colonialism. They saw the potential of a united Africa. Garvey, with his booming voice and powerful message, ignited a fire in the hearts of millions with his Back to Africa movement. He believed in the power of self-reliance and economic independence. He wanted to create a global network of black businesses and institutions. Then there was Du Bois, the intellectual giant. He brought people together with his Pan-African congresses. These weren't just talk shops. These were places where people strategized about liberation and self-determination. The Fifth Pan-African Congress, held in 1945 in Manchester, England, was a game-changer. Africans, along with the African diaspora, came together to demand an end to colonial rule. This gathering laid the groundwork for the independence movements that swept across the continent in the decades that followed. These early voices were crucial. They planted the seeds for everything that came after. They dared to dream of a different Africa, and they inspired generations to come. Fast forward to the mid-20th century. The fight for independence was in full swing. Across the continent, people were rising up. They were tired of being ruled by others. They wanted to control their own land, their own resources, their own destiny. Leaders like Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya, and Julius Nyerere of Tanzania became icons of the liberation movement. Nkrumah, a charismatic leader with a sharp intellect, became a powerful voice for Pan-Africanism. His famous words, "Seek ye first the political kingdom, and all other things shall be added unto you," resonated across the continent. He argued that political liberation was the essential first step towards achieving economic and cultural freedom. These leaders weren't just fighting for their own countries, they were fighting for a united Africa. They knew that true liberation meant coming together. It meant breaking down the borders that divided them. It meant working together for the common good. This period was a time of great hope and optimism. The dream of a united Africa seemed within reach. So we fought for independence, we gained our freedom, then what? Enter the African Union, AU. Formed in 2002, the AU picked up the Pan-African torch. It aimed to create a united and strong Africa. Think of it as the United Nations, but just for Africa. The AU promotes peace and security, good governance, and economic development. It's got its hands in everything from health and education to infrastructure and agriculture. One of its most ambitious projects is the African Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA. This aims to create a single market for goods and services across Africa. No more trade barriers, no more tariffs, just free movement of goods and people. The AfCFTA has the potential to be a game changer. It could boost intra-African trade, it could create jobs and opportunities, it could make Africa a global economic powerhouse. But it's not a magic bullet. There are challenges, there are disagreements, but hey, Rome wasn't built in a day, right?